NASCAR season, which makes it the most wonderful time of the year.
So, right now, 2311, the team owned by Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin, are 1 and 2 in the new standings. Tyler Reddick, of course, getting back-to-back wins, and then his teammate Bubba Wallace having the most stage points out of any driver so far this season. So, what do you think about 2311 starting the year off
Well,
strong?
let's back up a little bit. It wasn't, but just a few months ago, that 2311 was part of a lawsuit against NASCAR. With how things are distributed as far as finances, and I'd chalk it up in the court system as a win. Furniture Row was in on that as well, I believe, or Front Row. Sorry, Front Row was in on it as well. With
This also has the most laps left. Forgot I had that in there. My bad for cutting you off.
But with 2311, now again, and I say 2311, along with Front Row, they won that essentially. I know it was a settlement, but to get a settlement on that stage for me is a win for Michael Jordan, Denny Hamlin, 2311, and Front Row Motorsports. And now, like you said, Jeremiah, you've got Tyler Reddick having won 2 races in a row, the Daytona 500 and the race at Echo Park in Atlanta this past weekend. And Bubba Wallace right there in second, like you said. Bubba Wallace jumped 6 spots in the standings. And as you said, he has 29 stage points already on the year. Let's just go across. He already has 2 top 10s. He's led 86 laps, which is quite a bit more than anybody.
And like what you said, right now is the time you want. Points count more than ever. You want every single point you can get right now.
Yeah. So we back up even farther, without that cloud over 2311 and Front Row Motorsports, they're performing,
Speaking of Front Row, there's a Front Row car currently in 5th with Zane Smith.
Yeah, no doubt. And is in the 4 in Front Row as well, Noah Gragson?
Yeah, Gragson
He's 12th. So yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time to be them, as they were able to move past that. Congrats to Tyler Reddick. Didn't win at all, like you said, Jared, last year. Now he's 2 for 2. Not just 2 for 2, Jared, but 2 for 2 at basically. They used to call them restrictor plate. They used to call them draft. They call them draft tracks, tapered spacers tracks, but at super speedways, where you're dependent on cars around you for the draft to make moves. Where a lot of what you do, as you know, Jeremiah, is not in your control. Right? You can get caught up in a wreck. It's not your fault. And your day's done. Matter of fact, you can talk about this, Jared. When Tyler Reddick won that race, he did not have a right front fender.
Mm-hmm.
He was involved in a wreck earlier in the night.
I think his original plan was to help Bubba, try to get Bubba to win at least, and then Bubba did his thing, and then Tyler just won the race. So I don't know if Tyler was expecting to win this race.
I don't think he was. To your point, at one point, you're making decisions within a split second. And there's typically 3 lanes, top, middle, and bottom. So top being against the wall, middle being just that in the middle of the track, and the bottom being just that at the bottom of the track. And you can guess wrong. And it seemed like, and again, hindsight's always 20/20, that Bubba thought the top lane was going to come, so he kind of left his teammate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the 45 of Reddick, he goes to the bottom and shoots to the front. And I do think, Jeremiah, I think your point is perfectly made. I do think Tyler had no way of knowing that his car could lead with missing body parts, right?
Michael didn't even know. Like, he had an interview after the thing, and he didn't even know Tyler was going to win.
Yeah, like an eighth of his car was gone. Like,
yeah, Jordan said when he saw Tyler do that, he would just told Tyler, just finish the race wherever you can, dude.
Yeah, I think Tyler would have committed to Bubba just to make sure that not just a Toyota would have won, but a 2311 car won. And Tyler Reddick, again, missing an eighth of his car, gets out front, gets a big push, and wins the race. So, yeah, congratulations. And again, Jeremiah, like you said, the point system, they're totally different this year. The points are. They're totally different. It's no more win and you're in. It is now based on merit. It is now based off point. I'm glad they kept the stage point. Because for me, that jockeys up the race, and we're not sitting there just watching them go in circles in the middle of the race, just logging laps. And it carries some points into the postseason as well. You bring all those points with you into the chase.
Well, I think I said this before, but it makes stage points more important now.
Yeah, every point's more important. And what I love now, Jairus, when you talk to these drivers when they get out of the car after the race, they're not talking about, well, I won and now we can focus on the playoff, right? They're talking about had a great points
They're
day.
focusing on next week already.
Yeah, and it's completely changed the strategy and all those things. I think it's the best thing that NASCAR's done in a while. And I read the ratings are showing that too. Daytona's ratings were off the chart. I don't know what
It was
Atlanta's
like the
were
most
yet.
viewed race since 2023, and 2023 was like the most viewed
Yeah.
Daytona 500 of all time.
So what do you think? Are the fans speaking? What do you think, Jeff?